Welcome to Homebrew Magic, a video series about EDH where we do our best to build unique, fun, or just plain silly deck lists to play against each other, followed by a breakdown of how they did so we can all learn and get better at this game that we love.
Hello and welcome to another VDH episode from the VDH Magic crew. Try not to call us the Homebrew Magic. I should have said the Homebrew Magic VDH crew. I'm not ready. That didn't flow right.
I'm trying not to say the name of our thing.
Yeah. I don't want anybody to know who we are.
Yes.
It's very important that you stumbled across
I don't
this
like
video.
to
You don't find
name
any
drop,
other
but
I would like to
know
let
that
everybody
each
know
guy.
that I am one sip of beer in.
You've had
All right.
the
I have
end-
had one
You've
swallow.
had the end of a new glass.
I've had the end of a new Glarus. This actually is. Wow. I'm just going to start over.
We're gonna leave it in, so what's the point?
That's fine. This is another VDH episode from the Homebrew Magic VDH crew. That's what I was trying to get at before. Failed miserably. Wasted too much of everybody's time.
Video Dragon Highlander.
Anyway, Chris rolled a 10, the rest of us rolled 6s. That was funny. Chris, you're going first. Who are you playing tonight?
tonight I am eating Burt's mature cheddar and onion British potato chips. I'm done wasting my time with those immature cheddar and onion. I only get my heart broken. But while I eat those,
Are we sponsored by? Are you sponsored by?
fishing for it.
I will
Fishing
only,
British
I
chips.
will only drink your chips.
So while I'm eating those, I will be playing Tasha, the Witch Queen.
Which one?
Tasha, the stupid sexy witch. I tweaked about 25% of the non-land cards of this list. Sure she will be just as ineffective. With that, I will draw for the turn.
Dare you to take stuff from my deck. It's trash.
I will play a snow-covered island, and I will pass to Nelson.
Hello. Tonight I'm bringing a new deck to the table. I've been wanting to build a Jund deck for a while, and I decided to go with Ognis, the Dragon's Lash. So this is a Jund Vaishino warrior from Streets of New Capenna. The 3/3 with haste. And whenever a creature I control with haste attacks, I create a tapped treasure token. So this deck has an extremely heavy token, treasure token. So
The audience knows you have it. Just rip it open.
right.
Smells mature.
It's like those Cheez-Its commercials back when they were doing all those. Anyway, I will draw for the turn, or whatever it was.
Nobody does commercials anymore.
Not anymore. I'm going to play a Luxury Suite, and then I'm going to tap it for black, and I'm going to cast Vat of Rebirth. Whenever another artifact or creature I control is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, I put an oil counter on it. And for 2 and a black, I can tap it to remove 4 oil counters from it, or tap it and remove 4 oil counters from it, to return target creature card from my graveyard to the battlefield. Activate only as a sorcery.
It's up to the E on that new glass now.
Yeah, so deep. Go ahead, Chanel.
Okay.
Terrible.
All that for shitty
Sure
chips.
enough.
Back to the chip file.
They're milk chips now. Old Wisconsin milk chips. Nelson, how you doing?
He's about to split up the W of his new legs.
So,
Damn near. We made it though.
I built a new deck because I finished my tribute deck last game with Nelson's Bilbo deck.
Yeah.
So I built my own tribute. This is Mr. Orfeo the Boulder. This deck is say my name,
Mr. Oreo.
It's all about cards with the same names or giving cards the same names. So I picked a commander that kind of works and has a silly name.
I like it.
The commander may or may not even come into play. We'll find out.
Also Jund. Nice.
Also Jund. So untap, upkeep, drawer. We'll lead off with a Terminal Moraine into a best card in EDH, you say, Locket of Yesterdays. Spells you play cost 1 generic less to play for each spell, for each card with the same name as the one in your
Is this just all rats and
It is.
dragons, whatchamacallums, and
Approaches.
that's it, approaches.
Conquering plunderers. What is it? What is the dude?
Teach, you're up.
The advisor? Advise me, Daddy.
He's blue.
Yeah, what is he?
He's a persistent petitioner.
That's the one.
That's the one.
I'm sure he's in there somewhere. What up, High Mountain 2 Point Teach?
Woo!
5-star rated on Yelp. And tonight,
It's true. I've seen it.
Yeah, technically the bar is. They didn't even name you by.
They
I don't
went
care.
hard into trivia.
No.
tonight I'm playing Silumgar, the Drifting Death. Which death? The Drifting Death. This is my zombie deck, which has not been upgraded since it has been Built-in.
That's the other deck I brought tonight. Was my Silumgar deck.
Nice.
Has been built in.
My Teach
Are
Butte.
you drinking what Nelson's
Are
drinking?
you catching my
I'm
letters?
drinking whiskey wine.
It's true.
Zombies. Let's see what happens. There's a lot going on in this game already,
Yeah.
and I am for it.
Are you guys telling me you wouldn't buy a bag of chips that were labeled as mature?
Can I try some of your mature?
I'm gonna start this game off with a snow-covered.
You know what they
island.
say about British food?
Terrible.
Yeah.
The same exact one Chris has over there, and I'm gonna play a bag of holding. Whenever I discard a card, I exile that card from my graveyard.
Yeah, not great.
I can pay 2 and tap, draw a card, and discard a card, or I can pay 4 and tap it and sacrifice it. Return all cards exiled with it to my hand, or to their owners.
I've never had pre-stale chips before.
Fast turn.
So did you pay extra because they're mature and they're imported?
Yeah, a little bit. There was a premium. Play another snow-covered island. Tap 2 mana. I will cast a Mind Stone. Pass to Nelson.
All right, I will untap. I will draw for turn. I will play this Mountain.
Yes. Yes.
I will tap 2.
Sharing my misery.
And I will cast Reckless Fireweaver. It's a 1/3 human artificer. Whenever an artifact enters the battlefield under my control, it deals 1 damage to each opponent.
Not
Go ahead,
thrilled about that.
Schneel.
Untap upkeep drawer.
They're not the worst chips I've ever had, but I don't want any more.
I gotta try one. I can't get out of
Will be
this.
my land.
Quick, get in on the joke.
And unfortunately, that's where I have to pass it over to Teach. So go ahead, Teach.
We'll untap.
They taste
will.
like nothing. Like when you first try it, you're like, oh, this is gonna be shitty sour cream and onion, and then you're like, but it tastes like nothing.
I'm going to play Grixis Panorama, and I will pass it over to Chris while I activate it.
By the way, these guys are never gonna sponsor us now.
Yeah. We didn't want their shitty.
It's true. At this point, they can go fuck off.
Karn's Bastion will be my land for the turn. I will
If you have a product you'd love us to try,
get all over
Yeah.
it.
If you make garbage chips, we will fucking try them.
Thought that name would be a great joke, and I was right. I've got more mileage out of it than I thought I would tonight. Millikin, 0/1 artifact creature that I can mill myself 1 card and add 1 colorless mana to my mana pool.
We could do that hot chip challenge one day while we're playing.
We could.
Still dealing with these mature ones.
I will.
They're so
We
deep
gotta-
in
we
my
gotta give
teeth
it a
right
few
now.
minutes.
I will pass to Nelson.
Just went to the dentist.
Whoa.
And now that means I'm not going to get my.
There's a,
Untap, upkeep, draw,
there's a
turn.
British teeth joke in there somewhere.
Yeah, there is.
Those chips are going to be in there that entire time.
You hate to see it, but I'm gonna pass my turn to Schnell.
Excellent,
I'm
because
see it.
untap upkeep draw. Ooh, same fucking board.
Damn boy.
Same board.
Same board.
Well, why? Which one did you draw? What board are you taking?
Board boots.
Yeah.
Chris.
Untap upkeep.
The bootsy is.
Pass all my phases. Pass to Teach.
Interesting.
No, shitty. I need 1 more land to activate my Terminal Moraine. I thought that I'd be like set, but I'm not.
Thank you for touching it.
I didn't know what was happening. Still thinking about my bad turn and just chips. Bad turn, worse chips.
I'm going to play a snow-covered swamp. And whenever an artifact enters the battlefield,
Yes, under my control.
pass turn.
Right, untap. For the turn.
What?
I will activate the Millikin, milling myself 1, generating 1 generic, 1 colorless mana, not generic, 1 colorless.
1 generic colorless. Snow colorless.
3, 4, 5 mana, and I will cast Dazzling Sphinx.
It's my card.
Dazzle me, daddy.
It is a 4/5 flyer. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, that player exiles cards from the top of their library until they exile an instant or sorcery. I may cast that card without paying its mana cost. Then that player puts the exiled cards that weren't cast this way on the bottom of their library in a random order. Nelson, you are up.
All right, untap, upkeep, draw for turn, swamp for turn.
Can I have one?
If you trade me a green
You can have this forest right now.
for one of my swamps,
Yes.
done.
Then you still can't activate Terminal Moraine.
That's fine. I can cast something else from my hand. And at least start.
I'm gonna move to combat, and I'm gonna swing at. I'm gonna swing at Tej for 1. 1, 3.
Take.
Path it.
I'm gonna play Swift End. I'm gonna destroy your monster.
In response.
Then we finish. And then I lose 2 life.
Okay. I'm gonna cast Village Rites. I'm going to sacrifice it to draw 2 cards.
Fair enough.
So does he not go on the adventure thing?
That is a good
Fizzles?
question.
I believe it fizzles to the
I
graveyard.
believe it fizzles to the graveyard.
I'm inclined to believe that as well.
That's the knight, right?
Yes.
Failing on.
That's a spell that goes away.
But I don't lose 2 life, so
All right.
We'll hit the right
That's
button.
all I can do. Go ahead, sir.
Alright. Draw. Castle Lochwain enters the battlefield tapped because I don't have any other swamp. Go ahead, Teach.
Maybe there's hope for me to draw some black mana.
I mean, now I'm set for most of the rest of the game. Other people are off to well starts except for you. I
Brilliant.
am less terrible.
I'm going to play Fate Stitcher.
That's
Once
a
you
good one.
zombie wizard, I can tap it to tap or untap another target permanent. Last turn.
That's a good one.
Okay, alright. Untap. Right for the turn.
That'll show him.
Hey, there we go. Ask and ye shall receive. Snow-covered swamp is my land for the turn. Yep. We are land buddies.
You're my buddies.
Pay 5 mana to cast Tasha, Stupid Sexy Witch.
I have a love-hate relationship with Snowlands. I
Okay.
like
4 loyalty.
Hate that I have to put all of them in a deck when I only have one fucking snow card. I want to play Blood in the Snow. Well, gotta swap out my fucking basics now.
I will move to combat.
I like Drugger Necromancer. Yep, I'm gonna spend $12 on fucking basics. I'm wide open.
Peach, you always get scary.
Chris, we're land buddies.
Right. Let's see how far that gets you.
Whoa!
Attack you for 4 in the air.
Shit,
Alright.
and put a basic in the other, and it builds up fast.
I will take it. What happens?
When it deals combat damage, that player exiles cards from the top of their library until they exile an instant or sorcery card.
Whispering Madness. And
Yeah.
Each,
then you may cast it.
I believe it is a May effect.
Are we wheeling and dealing already?
You might be. Do I get the cipher trigger then?
You're casting it.
Casting it.
Yeah, because then you just exile it and attach it to. I know.
That
Right?
seems annoying.
Come on.
But you don't have to cipher.
Or cast it.
Mm,
It's
What is the
an
most
add-on.
cards somebody has in hand?
4,
6.
I have 5.
6, 7.
Ooh.
I know, right? Real fucking tempting.
I hear a lot of people that don't want to get rid of their hands, but
So
drawing
that's the
cards
time
so
to do
good.
it.
Yeah, I think I'm going to cast it.
are you gonna cipher it?
I will. Onto
So-
the Dazzling.
The spell is.
Each player discards his or her hand, then draws cards equal to the greatest number of cards a player discarded this way.
Well, I'm upset that I'm discarding Helm of the Host and Wheel of Misfortune, but then 2 7 dwarves and 2 Nazgul.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I know, right?
So two green lands, my Undergrowth Stadium and Rookbound Craig, Heroic Intervention, Minsk and Boo, Damnation, and Parallel Lives.
I'm helping you, trying to get you to draw into some green mana.
So you mean the ones you just discarded for me?
Oh yeah, those ones.
Yeah.
I
They're
meant different
discarded or
ones.
exiled?
So I was
Discarded,
discarded.
right?
Wheel anyway.
Tasha
But because the
triggers
thing is folding,
when I cast the Whispering Madness. I get a 3/3 demon.
I'm exiling all of these cards underneath my bag folder.
All right. Then I will +1 Tasha to draw a card for each opponent. Exile up to 1 target instant sorcery from that player's graveyard and put a page counter on it.
Persist is a pretty good one. Otherwise, that aforementioned wheel that I had.
0.
Well, I've got Village Rights,
I
Heroic
had to discard
Intervention,
my
and
persist,
Mage.
so I will take your persist. Heroic Intervention.
Nelson's real sad.
Yeah, it's when the first time you play a deck, you'd like to be able to play your own deck.
Why?
I don't know. I got the thing
Card
on
velocity. I'm letting you see more of the deck. You have no instance.
Well, it
trophy
doesn't
speed?
matter. It
Nope.
doesn't help if I can't play it though.
That is true.
Your math doesn't compute. Out. Check. Anyway.
How are you getting home tonight?
I'm walking.
Then I have to discard 2 hand size. I'll discard a snow-covered island, and I will pass to Nelson.
Nelson?
Spilled beer on myself. Missed my mouth. Okay, so I will untap, upkeep, and draw.
Damn girl, what's that mouth do?
What it do? What it do? I'm gonna flip this pup, and I'm gonna play Timber Crown Pathway. Flip this pup. Pup.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I fucking said it.
I'll say it again too.
Fucking say it fucking twice. Fucking. Alright, I'm gonna tap out. I'm gonna pay 5.
Like t-shirts say.
He said quit. I heard him.
No, I don't think I am.
From now on, if you concede a game of Magic, you do
Actually-
tap me on the thigh.
I'm going to. Oh, I missed a counter, by the way. I've had a rebirth when my Fire Weaver died. I'm going to pay 5 and I'm going to cast Revel in Riches.
Oof.
Uh-oh.
Whenever a creature an opponent controls dies, create a colorless treasure token artifact. And then, beginning my upkeep, if I control 10 or more treasures, I win the game. Go ahead, Shell.
Untap. Upkeep. Draw. Land for the turn will be the swamp. I don't just rub it in. So, we said we had, 2 Nazgul in the graveyard, so we're going to play 1 black for a Nazgul. Cost 2 less. When it comes into play, the ring tempts me. Whenever the ring tempts me, I put a +1/+1 counter on each wraith I control. Do I have... Does anyone have a ring tempt you?
I do not have one with me.
Andy. They should have fucking like this. Okay. Well, while you're checking if that happens, I know I'm going to choose this Nazgul as my ring bearer.
No, I do not.
So, he gets a +1/+1 counter, and he is the ring bearer. If I'm on rings. Next. We're going to pay 2 for a black and 1 for death. Return target creature card from my graveyard to play. Lose life equal to its converted mana cost.
Norzgul.
So I'm going to bring back a Norzgul. When it enters the battlefield, the ring tempts me. Whenever the ring tempts me, so here. He gets an extra +1/+1 counter. This one gets a +1/+1 counter. I will lose the 3. I have green left. And I've been tempted twice. Pass to Tej.
What was that? I will draw. My land for turn will be Field of the Dead. I currently have 5 lands that have different names. When I have 7, I start making landfalls on both tokens. I will spend 2 mana
So,
for a Talisman of Dominance.
my ring bearer is legendary. He can't be blocked by creatures with a greater power. When my ring bearer attacks, I draw a card, then discard a card.
I will spend 1 mana for an Expedition map. And
Jinx, Scoob.
Pinky.
oh, I could do that as well. I will tap the Fate Stitcher to untap Talisman of Dominance. And then I will spend 3 mana for Windfall. Each player discards his or her hand that draws cards equal to the greatest number of cards player discarded this way.
7.
5.
7 it is.
Damn it, there goes my whip of Erebos and my Sword of the Animist.
Corvold. Grim Hireling. Zorn. Sylvan Awakening. Chatterfang. And a land.
Elder Brain. Land. Memory Plunder. Greaves. Flux Channeler. And another Sland.
Another slam.
Sland.
Slander.
Hardly no.
Damn
I was
near
upon the
killed
fly,
her.
a swamp, a witch's cottage, and from under the floor.
Oh, there's a witch's couch.
Pastor.
Okay. kind of wanted those greaves. So
Shouldn't have had it wheeled away.
Yep, whose fault is it really?
it really is mine.
Yeah. That's right.
Thanks, Nathan.
Contributing.
That's right. That's right. Shouldn't have been dressed like that, Chris.
You didn't want your
Snow-covered
hand
swamp
wheeled away.
is my
Why
land
wear
for
the
the turn.
sleeve like that?
Yeah. Look at those. Look at those sleeves.
It's sexy Blizzard Witch.
Which?
I mean, if I have a pick, Scarlet.
Interesting. Played my land.
No, just perverted.
It can be both.
It can be both. It can be insightful and horny.
I am going to
I mean, I would.
+1 Tasha
Oh, God.
to draw a card. And then grab instant or sorcery from each of you. I'll take the windfall.
Sylvan Awakening. Village Rites. Damnation.
Life and Death.
The village rights, I believe.
Life and Death. Wheel of Misfortune.
Life and death. I think that is turn.
Why the sudden change?
Is that what it is? Okay.
That is one of them at
Okay.
some point. Yes.
Isn't that so? If you
Fog
ain't
bank.
if you ain't spitting game,
Black.
We were watching King of the Hill the other day, and they went to an ice skating rink, and they played Jock Jams at the ice skating rink, and just the wave of nostalgia. Like, I want to go roller skating now.
fuck yeah.
Kaito Shizuki.
I want to hold hands with a girl I like. She doesn't like me back.
All right. At the beginning of your end step, if Kaito Shizuki entered the battlefield this turn,
Slightly
he
faster
phases
than
out.
Yeah, I know that guy. Picture.
I can +1 him to draw a card, then discard a card unless I attacked this turn. -2 him to make an unblockable ninja token. And then -7, he get an emblem. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, search your library for a blue or black creature card and put it onto the battlefield, then shuffle. I will move to combat. Nelson.
Yep.
I will attack you for 4 in the air.
Is that dumb Sphinx?
Yes.
Cool. So I go to 36, and then that's an enchantment. That's a land.
That's a bee.
That's a creature. That's an enchantment. That's a planeswalker. That's a land. That's an enchantment. That's a land. That's a land. That's a creature.
Sweet deck.
That's an artifact. That's an artifact creature. That's a creature. It's another creature. Creature.
He's so
Another
angry.
artifact.
And he plays no interaction, apparently.
Another creature. No, they've all been taken away from me already. Beastmaster Ascension, Anger, Birds of Paradise. Hey, there's one Blood Money.
Ooh.
Now you're just saying emotions.
That's how I feel playing this game.
Anger, disappointed.
Blood Money.
I don't want that at all. That'd be bad for me. We are not casting that.
So what
Are you
happens?
ciphering
Is it
the
exile?
Whispering Madness?
It wasn't exile cards that weren't cast this way, so this will be lumped in with the rest of them and go on the bottom of your library in a random order. And then, yes, I am going to cipher.
Okay. So we pitch and draw 7. Yeah.
7.
Inferno of the Star Mounts, Rain of Riches, Verbrisk. I feel like I'm playing against my Chaos deck right now.
I did not cast something I don't control, so I don't get a demon. I will get +1 Kaito to draw a card, and I don't have to discard because I did attack this turn. Then I will activate the Milliken to mill 1. 2 mana. Spellwar
Sorry, I'm
Stone.
trying to figure out how many creatures are on the battlefield right now.
Oh, Jesus.
So when you board wipe, you know how many to.
Yeah.
Soul Ring.
Ooh. only have a decent amount of recursion.
I gotta get rid of the stupid cipher card. I'm sorry.
No, that's fair. That's fair.
I would like to play anything in my hand ever.
Do you know how upset I am that I can't play Persist on a creature that comes into play and immediately gets a +1/+1 counter?
Yeah.
Yeah. Facts.
Pass turn.
Right. I will untap,
With a vengeance.
draw for turn. I'm gonna play this forest as my land for the turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, what's the creature count on the board right now?
I have two.
You have 2.
I have 3.
So 7. 7. Okay.
Are you going to do something blasphemous?
I am.
Oh, okay.
Blasphemous attack. 13 damage to each creature.
I'm gonna, in response, add a green mana to my mana pool. Nice.
So you have Revel in Riches.
Yeah.
So you're gonna get treasure tokens when other things die,
Yep.
Correct.
and it triggers the beginning of your upkeep.
Correct.
Okay.
Right. Here's your Whispering Land
How
attack.
many treasures are you getting?
That's
and how many
exiled
do you
then,
need?
right?
I have 7 treasures now. I need 10 on my own.
Exiled, encoded. Yes, I believe it is like this.
Might be a quick game. Might be a dumb game. I like it though.
A silly game.
Yeah. Fine.
7, 4. So I have 11 mana I can use right now.
That's a big dumb number.
I'm gonna pay 3 and I'm gonna cast Mayhem Devil.
Ooh.
Whenever a player sacrifices a permanent, Mayhem Devil deals 1 damage to any target. I'm gonna sacrifice 6 treasures.
Okay.
All for black mana. And I'm gonna cast Marionette Master. Let's fabricate 3. So it comes in with 3+1/+1 counters on it. Whenever an artifact I control is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, target opponent loses life equal to Marionette Master's power. So I'm going to take all 6 of those, and I'm gonna put. I'm gonna do 4 of them. Yeah, 4.
I'm gonna take
4 to
all
Kaido.
6
Is it damage or
those.
life loss?
It's damage.
Deals 1
1
damage,
damage to
per
any target.
turn.
4 and 2.
Take all 6.
That will trigger. No, it's not the Planeswalker. Sorry, never mind. But that was 6.
That'd be
That
great
was,
if you
so
just
hold on.
get
That was
them back.
6. 6 artifacts will be 6 more counters on Vat of Rebirth. I'm gonna tap my forest and I'm gonna play Amulet of Vigor. And that's it for my turn. Go ahead, Chanel.
Okay. Upkeep.
For those keeping score at home, my treasure count is now 1.
Land for turn, swamp. Rakdos Signet. Is it activated for anything? I feel like we did this wrong, but that's okay. That's okay. So 1, 2, 3 mana there, but I don't need the 3 mana. So we'll do 1 black, thanks to the locket, for a Nalgur. He will become my ring bearer. Yep. So it's a +1/+1 counter. Whenever he becomes right now he's legendary. He can't be blocked by creatures with a greater power. Whenever he attacks, I draw and then discard a card, and then whenever he becomes blocked by a creature, that creature's controller sacrifices it at the end of combat.
Jesus. That thing's gotta go away.
How many treasures do you have?
He's down to 1.
Okay. I was not paying attention at all during your turn, so I was trying to plan out my turn.
I sacrificed 6 of them to cast Marionette Master,
Got it.
and then get rid of Kaito and knock Tasha down too.
I heard what happened, I just couldn't pay
Yeah.
attention to how you paid it.
Okay. Unfortunately, that's all I can do. I will pass over to Teach.
I will untap. I will draw.
That big holding's a little out of control.
Yeah, there's a whole lot of shit under that little guy.
For turn will be a Painted Isle.
That little guy? Don't worry about that little guy.
1, 2, 3,
Oh,
4,
wait.
5, 6.
Running just, I ain't got shit for answers.
1, 2,
Mine were all
3, 4,
discarded
5,
within 2
6.
turns.
Yeah, it's
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Cards in hand for everybody.
1, 2,
Enough
3,
party.
4, 5, 6, 7.
3.
7 for Teach at the moment.
he's still going home.
I'm waiting for him to bag a holding and then I'll windfall.
Okay. Ball's instant?
No.
Oh, you're just gonna wait for him to refill his hand
Yeah.
and then fuck.
But then we would all draw that many, I believe, right? It's equal to the
Yeah.
greatest number of players discarded. Who wants a 20 card hand, guys?
I don't have any way of keeping those.
Right, that's what
my
I'm
deck
saying.
had no idea it would ever have that many.
I'm gonna play Lich Lord of Unks.
I was just excited at the prospect of getting 3 or 4 cards with the same name out.
2/2 Zombie Wizard. I can pay blue black and tap it to put a 1/1 blue and black zombie wizard creature token into play, or 2 blue, 2 black. Target player loses X life and puts the top X cards of their library into their graveyard, where X is the number of zombies they control, which is 1. Pass turn.
Alrighty.
Almost gone through half my nostril.
Swamps. Islands. Drop of the turn.
That's it.
Danke. It's German for none of your fucking business.
It's true, I heard it.
Yeah.
I will -3 Tasha
Lich Lord. Fuck up.
to cast a spell from among the cards in exile with page counters on them without paying its mana cost. Which one do I want to do? Probably the Persist. Yep. Cast your Persist, targeting. That would be good too. Oh, but I have to cast those with actual mana, so I will get Mind Leech Mass. Comes in with a -1/-1 counter from the Persist. I will denote that with a oddly shaped die, so I can remember that. So it is currently a 5/5 trample. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, you may look at that player's hand. If you do, you may play a non-land card in it without paying that card's mana cost. I cast a spell that I did not own, so Tasha triggers. I get a demon.
Hey, look at the cards you don't own.
You may.
Hey.
For me. Pay 2 mana for Arona, Herald of Invasion. This is one of the new cards to the deck. For March of the Machine. She's somewhat similar to the 2 mana Jace Vryn's Prodigy. She's 1/3 for 2 mana that loots, but you can pay 5 colorless and a black Phyrexian mana at sorcery speed, and she transforms into a 5/5 trampler, Rona Tolarian Obliterator. On the back side, she says, whenever a source deals damage to a Rona Tolarian Obliterator, that source's controller exiles a card from their hand at random. If it's a land card, you may put it onto the battlefield under your control. Otherwise, you may cast it without paying its mana cost.
Evis.
Yeah, she's real
She's
good.
nifty.
I'm a death toucher. Leave me alone.
I am going to pay 2 more mana. I don't want to do this. I feel I have to do this. I'm going to feed the Swarm the Mayhem Devil because my stuff is all at low levels.
Ugh.
So that is
Not his fucking.
Yeah,
it's
not the
creature.
bag.
It's creature or
Oh, yeah,
enchantment.
that's right.
Yeah, that hasn't stopped you.
Nope. Not.
So
Yeah,
I have to
Win that
pay
game anyway.
3 life.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have to pay 3 life because it's a 3 mana value.
Man, it's a
Yeah.
fun adventure to go on.
All right. Okay. So I am going to sacrifice my treasure token on Revel and Riches to generate a black mana. That will trigger the Mayhem Devil. I will do 1 damage to Tasha.
Yep.
That will trigger Marionette Master, and you will lose 4 life. Then the Mayhem Devil
I did that for all of us. I just want you to know.
will die.
Thank you. You were a good friend.
You fell on that gun that he was pointing at you.
Yep.
For us.
Then I will pay 2, 3, 4, 5 more mana. I will transform Rona. And pay the Phyrexian mana. That was an expensive light turn.
Yeah.
Pass turn.
Yeah.
Anybody can do anything to Rona? That'd be cool. Seeing as how Chris took away all my answers earlier this game.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna play
She's kind of
Swamp
nifty.
Be kind of nifty.
as my land for the turn. I'm going to a 1. I'm going to remove 4 counters, going down to 3 oil counters. Shit, that would have triggered Battle Rebirth too. I should have an extra one because it's an artifact and they do go to the battlefield or the graveyard.
You control
So okay, so then tap it, and I'm going to return a creature from my graveyard to the battlefield. Is it tap? No, just from my graveyard to the battlefield.
Oh, I forgot about the VAT. I'm a dum-dum.
You get there.
Let's go ahead and bring back.
My Bonnie to me.
Let's bring. No, I'm gonna bring back my red version of Authority of the Consuls, or Brass the Hidden. Creatures I control have haste. Creatures my opponents control enter the battlefield tap.
Heroes.
Let's slow this shit down just a skosh.
But I like my shit at a high speed.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Popeyes.
1 mana short.
I don't know why, but every time I hear Popeyes, my brain just like messes up their slogan. Easy to Popeyes.
Teach, what's the power and toughness on your fella?
2/2.
2/2. And how much open mana do you have? 4.
4 men.
Enough to activate Pave Hope.
Weird.
I need an answer for that herb breath. I'm gonna go check the beer fridge for it.
You want to bring me one too, please? Let's spot a cow. Thanks. Okay, yeah, let's do this. I'm gonna pay 4, and I'm gonna cast Jolene, the Plunder Queen. She's a 2/2 human. Jolene, the Plunder Queen. Whenever
over there is for cans.
Whenever a player attacks one or more of my opponents, that attacking player creates a treasure token. If I would create one or more treasure tokens, instead create those treasure tokens plus an additional treasure token. I can sacrifice 5 treasures. You put 5 +1/+1 counters on Jolene. All right. I am going to. I'm actually just going to end my turn here. I will pass to you, Schnell.
The Nazgul have Death Touch, correct?
They do.
Correct.
Bullshit.
Okay, untap. Keep to her.
Does Rona trigger when she deals damage or when damage is dealt to
Whenever
her?
a source deals damage to her.
Okay.
I don't like the board state.
Oh,
I can't
Jesus.
do anything about it.
I don't like when people say that about the board state,
Can't do anything.
especially while leaning over my
I
playmates.
just need to look. Okay. Land of the turn, swamp. We will go ahead. Let's see. Black, red, green. Do I need any colors? Anything else? No. We will go ahead and we'll bring out Mr. Orfeo, the boulder. When I attack, double target creature's power until the end of the turn. I wish I could do
Any of those things?
just a little more. The plan was to have more than just the one Nazgul to be able to swing. Mr. Orfeo enters tap because of that son of a bitch. Yeah, that's all I got. I'm doing nothing this game. Pass to Teach, who's doing
Thinking.
something.
He's doing thinking.
Holding his bag.
He's rummaging with his sack.
Sorry, this is a very
Floating around in
complicated
that
deck,
sack.
and I need to make sure that I'm doing this the best way possible because every single thing you guys are doing is making me change what I want to do.
Okay, continue.
God damn it. Went from Destiny's Child to fucking Popeyes commercial.
I'm gonna go through. Cut out.
Cut that out.
Cut that out.
Shoot it out.
Good.
it out. Quit it. Check out these glasses. They're larger than normal glasses.
It's a hat. It's a joke hat.
Okay.
Part of his fucking comic kit. Slightly larger glasses. What are you doing?
I'm thinking. I'm sorry.
Oh,
I'm sorry. Okay. I'm gonna move to my turn.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry.
wow.
Because-
Wow. Way to
because
drag out my turn.
I
I've been
was-
asked to do
I-
nothing.
I
That
was
was at the end
debating
of my turn.
whether or not to activate Bag of Holding. I chose not to. Draw.
In response,
Yeah.
I choose to do nothing as well.
Okay.
May I look at what you all have in your bag of holding?
Absolutely. Have at it.
Fondle is back for a while.
That's how Chris is rummaging around in his sack.
To Oblivion Crown. Oh my god. I thought I was the only sad bastard in the world that played that card in EDH.
Oblivion Crown?
Yeah.
I am going to.
Skill flitter.
3.
His name is Teach. Be nice to him.
Yes. I'm gonna
Use
cast.
flitter. You brought it.
Necrotic. Skip my draw phase. If I discard a card from my hand, I exile it. But I can pay 1 life to exile the top card of my library. At the beginning of my next discard phase, put that card into my hand. And so on and so forth. There is a much cleaner way to do that.
And so on and so on.
And I have to look it up.
But I want to call it necropotence.
It's like I'm no potence, but it's necropotence because the bodies are dead.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
How much power do you have over the dead? Necropotence.
Untap.
Oh, you're still playing? Right.
Draw for the turn.
Whenever you discard a card, exile that card. Pay 1 life, exile the top card of your library face down. The card in your hand at the beginning of your next end step. Where's the other one? Why am I not using the good one?
Because you're playing the Ice Age printing.
This is a good one.
I know it is.
Text so small. You know it's
So-
a powerful card.
It's true.
I tend to choose the cards that have the most accurate wording for literally situations like this.
Look at all those words.
Yep.
The internet.
Yep.
You could just read the card. No.
Snow-covered swamp was my land for the turn. 3, 4, 5, 6,
Swamp
7
and
mana.
tap for looking like a creature.
Sorry. These 8.5 ABVs are getting to me.
4, 5.
15.9. Put by volume.
Your
Sorry.
Jubilee over there.
Yes.
Your Chables.
I'm going to recast Tasha.
Cool.
Then I will move to combat.
You attack someone else, you get treasure, boy.
Yep. And a mana open.
Touch not, let ye be dead.
Cards in hand, Teach.
5.
care for that. That's all.
Rah.
Don't forget Urbrask. Next comes in play tap.
We're looking like a creature on a Friday night.
Um,
I wasted that 10 minutes for nothing.
Pyramid cans in the family line. Yep.
I will attack.
All jokes aside, yes, you did waste that 10 minutes for nothing.
I will attack. Now I will attack you with Rona, and Tej, I will attack you with the Mind Leech Mass.
All right. So, Chris, you create a treasure token.
It is a 5/5 trampler. It only triggers if it deals damage to you.
Not gonna.
Okay.
Rapid hybridization.
All right.
You get a frog lizard. Here,
That
I
enter-
have one for you.
That enters tapped.
That will trigger Revel Enrichment.
I will go ahead and block.
Okay. When it deals damage, when a source deals damage to Rona,
Okay.
that source's controller exiles a card from their hand at random.
Like I give a shit about the cards in my hand.
The layer.
Nope. What'd you get?
Crash
my cantrip.
I'll cast it.
9.
I get a demon that also enters tapped.
Okay, and then we trade.
She
We
is a
traded.
trampler, so
Okay.
what's how much?
I'll
5/5.
Put out some towels.
Okay, so I take 2, I'm down to 35. Ugh.
Oh, what else can I do? What can I do?
I know, right? Every fucking time I drive by one, my dumb brain just goes, sing it. You know that's not actually the song, right? Don't care, sing it.
Actually, we're gonna go the other way. I'm gonna +1 Tasha to draw a card and then steal something from each of you.
Rapid hybridization.
Crash through, persist. Yeah, I'll make a pile since I have some good options now.
Riveteer's Charm, Blasphemous Damnation, and Sylvan Awakening.
Wheel of Fate. No, it's not bad.
Feature of planet with the highest mana value. For its graveyard, I'll take the Blasphemous Act and.
Here's my pile. Anything from the graveyard, or any instance of sorceries from the graveyard, right?
Yep.
Without paying its mana costs. Well, then Wheel of Fate. I have a Windfall already, though. I'll take the.
Yeah, but this is another wheel.
Feature this to do so.
Windfall's a windfall, but a wheel of fate could be anything.
I will take the
It
Persisting.
could be a windfall.
Then I'll pay 2 mana. I will cast a Jace Vryn's Prodigy that also enters tapped.
That's like a Rona, right?
Like a Rona. That turn.
Similar Rona.
It just stuck in my head because it was in my hand as I was casting the Rona.
Untap, upkeep, and
Well, it's kind of similar.
Just play an entire deck that way, going, this one is very similar to this other one.
God, I would be so pissed.
Yeah.
I would get so mad.
It's annoying mental match.
Yep.
I'm going to play Forest, excuse me, as my land for the turn. I am going to pay 3 mana and remove 4 oil counters from Bad Rebirth. And I'm going to be returning. Love that Louisiana.
It's funnier if you just think of it as Louisiana pot pies.
It's way funnier if you think of it as Louisiana pot pies.
I actually haven't been back to a Popeye since they accidentally charged me 15 cents for for 2 meals. I
What assholes?
Yeah, I know, right? Because I don't want them to come back and be like, hey.
This
you
guy.
You owe us like $13 from the last visit.
I remember you.
I'm gonna bring back
You
Infernal
failed the honesty
Firemelon.
test.
Yeah.
That was their punishment for that poor minimum wage employee. Is you're gonna work every goddamn shift until that guy comes back. You're not gonna do any work. You just have to be here.
Yeah.
Keep your eyes on the camera.
Yeah, that's a normal job.
Oh, your Rebel is up to 6. I should be paying attention to these things.
All right.
I mean, you attacked me so that we'd both give him 2 treasures.
I'm just trying to cast other people's spells, y'all.
All right, Chris, you have 1 blocker up right now.
New boot goofing over here, yes sir.
New boot schmoofing. All right. I am going to move to combat.
Yep.
I'm going to swing at Chris with a 4-6 on the ground. 6-6. Yeah, 4-6 on the ground and a 6-6 in the air.
What is that? 6-6.
It's Inferno with a Star Mounts. I just brought it back with my Vat of Rebirth.
Oh, Jesus. You see, I have the least amount of life, right?
I see this entire pile of cards in exile.
None of them
Whole bunch
are
of
any
other
good.
stuff.
Whenever a player attacks 1 or more of your opponents, so you still get a treasure off of this too.
Yep.
Oh,
And that's off the attack side of you.
yeah, I guess I'm taking 10.
All right,
Down
hold on,
21.
hold on, hold on,
Oh, Jesus.
hold on. So you're not
Oh,
blocking
wait.
anything and you're moving to damage.
There's more.
That's a lot of damage.
That's a lot of damage. Okay. So then I'm going to crack. Do I want to? Do I want to? Do you have to? Do you have to? I need 4.
Does your turn still have to lay down?
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so you're just gonna take all that. So you take 10. Okay. take
Yep,
10.
down to 21.
Okay. Second main. I'm going
New amount,
to.
baby.
I'm gonna sacrifice. I'm gonna sacrifice 4 treasures. 2, going down to 4 total.
I mean, your commander with Earthbreath is really good.
And I'm gonna bring out Ognis. Probably should have.
Marionette Master triggers.
Probably should have had him enter first, but I didn't know what I wanted to do yet.
that's
Yeah.
whenever you sacrifice.
So Marionette Master triggers. That's 4. So I have 16. Well, 4 instances of 4 life that I could toss around.
Damage, right?
Yeah, damage. Is it
Loss
damage?
of life.
No,
I
it's
thought.
lost life.
This one's
This
life.
one is life. Yeah.
That's why I was confused with the Mayhem Dome.
So Schnell lose 4.
Fine.
Teach lose 4.
Fine.
Chris lose 4.
Nelson lose 4.
And Tej lose 4 more.
Damn it! Got him. Got your dumbass.
Okay, so that was
Hurry up and
4.
kill me. My brain will stop going.
Sorry, so that was 4 treasure tokens. So that was 4 artifacts went to the battlefield, which will put 4 more counters on Vat of Rebirth.
Went to the graveyard?
Yep, because I sacrificed them.
You said went to the battlefield.
Oh, I did. I meant
Yes.
graveyard. Sorry.
Yeah.
As I'm tapping the battlefield. This one. It's not that I do
You can't tap the battlefield.
I tap the battlefield. I tap it. It's brisk, baby. Shit.
See that battlefield? Fucking tap that
Yep,
shit.
kept that shit. Turned it inside out. Go ahead.
I don't want to play anymore.
Stay off my battlefield, please.
Please drop. Ugh. Fuck on. Okay. Well, first and foremost, we gotta do the most important thing. All non-rhinos get -3, -3.
All of them, you say?
Until end of turn.
Creatures that aren't rhinos get -3, -3 till the end.
Okay.
Okay. I've got a response to that before it resolves then, because this is gonna
Yeah.
do some stuff. My Marionette Master would live, but so you're gonna die. You're gonna die. All right. I'm gonna sacrifice 4 more treasure tokens. Creating 4 more. Let's say black mana. So. You lose 8. You lose 4. You lose 4.
23, I think.
24.
All right. So then -3, -3 until end of turn. So that will kill Ognis and Jolene. So I will get 2 more 4 from the 4 artifacts I just sacrificed, and the 2 creatures. This gets 6 more counters. Okay.
Okay.
Then
Each, how many creatures do you have died?
1.
So you get 8 treasure back from that.
4.
Chris lost.
So if they everything dies at the same time though, right? So
Yep.
does Jolene still see all those die?
She would, yeah.
So, okay, so you got 4.
Yes.
So okay, sorry. So that's 8 from you and 1 from you, Teach.
Wait.
Wait.
Whenever a player
Wait.
attacks, if you would create 1 or more treasure tokens instead.
Oh, no,
'cause you-
because her ability's not triggered. Hers is replacement.
Yeah.
So you,
Okay. Oh, yeah. Oh no, and that's attacks, right?
Yeah.
But no, if you
it's
would
like-
create 1 or more treasure
Right,
tokens
but
instead,
she's
create
dead.
those.
She's dead. Those triggers go on the stack from her dying.
Okay, I see. Got
Yes.
So you don't get quite as many treasures. That's why I was like, wait a second. Did I completely?
Okay,
no,
sorry.
I assume
Okay,
it's
so it's a
triggered ability.
it.
That's
It's a
fine.
replacement effect. Okay,
Yeah.
I see. All right.
Fine.
Okay, so I get 4. So I get 5. Okay.
I broke the dam.
It was me. I broke your poop knife. Okay. Then land for the turn. I haven't done that yet. Daragaz's Caldera. I'm gonna bounce this fucking terminal marine that I haven't used in minutes. Into the battlefield, sacrifice it unless you return a non-lair. So, then 7 dwarves, each to be tapped. Only cost me 1 because of Locket of yesterday's. Then going to go to combat. When I do, Mr. Orfeo will double his. Well, it's when he attacks. So, what? Fuck it. I'll draw Nelson's Wrath. He's gonna swing. He will be effectively a 4/4 commander.
Commandy dandy.
Commandy dandy.
Where's your quadrant? 4 commandy dandy.
Yeah. He did it. Is that all I got? Yep. Go teach.
End of your turn.
Race this again.
I'm gonna activate my bag of holding. Put all these cards in my hand. Gonna untap. Skip my draw.
I was gonna say I'm gonna like play defense here to make
That's
sure
fine.
you don't.
That is fine. I am going to. Land for a turn. It is going to be.
This is all still at the end of my turn.
No,
Okay.
this is the beginning of my.
It's sitting on this chrome replicator for
1,
so
2,
long.
3, 4.
You have to have 4 more downland non-token permanents with the same name.
Land for turn is going to be Witch's Cottage.
Which cottage?
Witch's Cottage. When it enters the battlefield,
Doesn't feel
untap,
good, does it?
which it does. No, it feels great. I can put a creature card from my graveyard on top of my library. I will put.
Chris, pass me those god awful chips.
Yeah.
I've had enough alcohol. Maybe I can
Anything's
sell
appealing.
British
Just
food.
order punks on top of my. That is the 7th land with a different name. That will trigger Field of the Dead. I get a zombie.
Quit looking at my board over here.
It's killing me.
And if you look anymore, it's just gonna kill you.
I know.
Period. Yeah, right.
Trying to figure out how to get out from underneath it without dying.
Impact the other players that aren't named me.
I mean, I did
Or
attack
Nelson,
them
I
and
guess.
not you last turn. Where
I'm
did
going
that get me?
to-
It's true, that benefited you as well.
It's true.
It's true.
Honestly, you know what?
Damn it, I lost. Hit the table. I'm out.
We'll still all enter tapped thanks to Nelson.
Herberask.
Oh
Oh my god, it's Herberask.
Yeah, these chips are just, they're just not
Yeah,
good.
They
that's
just
what I want to do.
taste
All right,
like
I'm gonna do
fucking
it. I'm
Like
going
you
to
get the aftertaste, like you might have had a chip that you liked,
Yeah.
but none of the positive experience of actually eating that fucking chip.
And it's even worse because it's like permanently stuck in your teeth now.
Yeah.
Like that shit just gums up right in there.
I'm gonna cast Oblivion Crown on my zombie token. Enchant creature has discard a card. This creature gets +1/+1 until end of turn.
such a great fucking card.
And here comes the bag of holding. Already
Bag of
cracked.
holding is already in my
I
hand.
missed that.
Then I'm going to discard. Bone Miser.
Doesn't get exiled or something.
Oh shit. If I discard a card from my hand, remove it. I think that's a triggered ability.
I think it's a new stat.
Whenever you discard a card, exile that card from your graveyard. Yes.
Ah.
So it is currently in my graveyard. Competence trigger is on the stack. In response to that trigger, I am going to cast 2, 3 Necromancy. I can cast it as though it had flash, but if I do, I sacrifice it at the end of turn. When I play Necromancy, choose target creature in a graveyard. Bone Miser. When Necromancy enters the battlefield, put that creature into play as though it were just played. Put it on the battlefield. And if Necromancy leaves the battlefield, very
Necromancy.
Now you're being obtuse.
now I'm being obtuse. Bone Miser is that way. I am going to.
This says that Necromancy's exile effect is a replacement, not a trick.
Well, that is a lie.
It's Reddit. I don't know.
Bone Miser's the waste not on a body, right?
Yes.
Correct.
Using that Angie Falconrath. There we go.
Then
Anya.
I am going to end my turn. Move to discard. I want to keep.
Did anybody kill that thing before he discarded?
No, because now it's my.
And
Well, and I'm going to end my turn.
that's what I'm saying. Anybody
Anyone have priority?
anybody have
Before
anything they
me.
can do
I
to
got
that
nothing.
thing before? I got nothing.
Okay. One. Actually, let's do it this way. I should have looked at this deck before I decided to play it tonight.
Should have learned the rules of this game.
I should have. I might have fucked myself up. I am going to move to discard. I am going to. You. I'm going to discard you. Discard you. Discard you. Discard you. Discard you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to keep.
One of these will help me.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright.
We'll look at your graveyard because I'm a nosy bitch.
Moving to discard. I'm going to discard 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lands, which is going to get me 10 black mana. Wrong card. There we go. Then I'm going to discard 1, 2, 3 non-creature, non-land cards. That's going to draw me 3 cards.
So you have 10 black mana and you're drawing 3.
Draw 1, draw 2, draw 3. I have a Madness trigger from under the floorboards. Madness X plus 2 black. If from under the floorboards Madness cost is paid, I can put 8 zombie tokens onto the battlefield and tapped, and I gain 8 life. So I will do that.
That's from the 10 floating mana you have?
Yep.
Okay.
fucking ones.
7, 8. These ones are 10s. I gained 8 left.
Nelson, did he win yet?
Not yet.
I did not.
Chris, did Nelson win yet?
No.
I'm not even close.
You're real close.
So,
You are
I mean,
5 treasures away.
Oh, from that. Well,
Oh, I thought.
I didn't think about that. I was thinking about
From just
draining people.
Yeah.
Then
And I will be doing everything in my power to kill more creatures on.
Nice.
I have a second cleanup step because I still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
Alright,
10.
making shit up.
Well, I'm not because cleanup constantly happens.
Post-combat cleanup phase. We're all aware.
Gotta clean up the cleanup phase now.
Clean up.
Chips are not better on the way back up.
3.
Lumber. I had so much hope. What happened to Thor? He was nested by my
I was gonna say he was actually being pretty friendly before he fucked off back to Legoland.
Yeah.
Legoland. Let's do this. Let's get rid
Legolas.
of
Jesus.
Fucked off back to Legolas.
1.
Like
That's
sadness
the only
through
one.
the
1,
hourglass.
2, 3, 4, 5,
These
6,
are
7.
moments of just hurts.
I'm gonna discard 1 creature card, which is gonna give me another zombie token, and then 2 lands for 4 mana, which I am
Can you use Cracker Expedition map?
going to spend 2 of it. 1, 2, 3, 4,
Fine, let's
5,
crop Solar's
7.
his turn.
Yeah.
Or, let's speed this up.
No.
Okay.
He showed you.
Shut up. Got
Tap. Nothing on my
Stone Miser
upkeep.
is dead.
Draw.
Also,
Ooh.
yeah, I think I really fucked up. Those are all exiled.
T, you have 7 cards in hand?
I have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cards in hand.
I'm going to -3 Tasha, putting her at 2 loyalty. And I'm going to cast Windfall.
Yep.
3 cards. That's the most, right?
7.
Oh.
2.
Yeah. 7.
Each player exiles their hand. Wait, that's the key.
That's just me.
I am,
Swamp and Mountain.
you can tell this is not my Tej tribute deck because I'm discarding a Draugr Necromancer instead of casting the thing.
I'm pitching Panharmonicon, Chrome Replicator, and Terminal Marine. There's a T. B.
Those are good. Okay.
I wish my creatures wouldn't come to play tap. That's annoying.
Oh,
Chris, could you do something about his Urbrask?
I'm fucking trying.
Irma-Brask.
Urbrask.
Irma-Brask, yeah!
I'm glad we all got there.
I'm going to sack this Mind Stone, draw a card. That's where we are at.
That's late game desperation. Playing Mind Stone.
Bam.
Well, if I get another turn, I'm going to showcase what this deck was designed to do.
I kind of showcased what this deck is designed to do.
You know, I'm gonna have 3 of the same card out. That's it. That's That's right. I have 3 of the 7 dwarves. Ladies.
I'm going to cast Fairy's Talent. Enchanted Planeswalker. Enchanted Planeswalker has -12 loyalty.
Ant-Man.
You get an emblem with, you may activate loyalty abilities of planeswalkers you control on any player's turn anytime you could cast an instant. And then whenever you draw a card, you may put a loyalty counter on enchanted planeswalker.
You watch Quantum Mania?
Yeah.
Okay. You said 7 dwarfs, and for some reason it popped in my head that everyone has 7 holes And I was trying to think of where I heard that, and it was Ant-Man.
Fair enough.
And then it went back to ladies with 7 dwarfs with 7 holes, and it got dark.
Oh, I should have cast that. I'm
Snow
an
White
idiot.
and the 7 holes. I have seen that movie.
Pass
Twice.
turn.
Honestly, I
wow.
haven't got
Okay.
the first 30
I
seconds.
wasn't ready for that.
Oh, you need? Yeah. Ooh, he's hot.
I wasn't ready for that.
He wasn't ready.
Oh, I had a demon come into play. Tapped. That's
On your end step, then I'm gonna pay 2. I'm gonna cast Deadly Dispute, and I'm gonna sacrifice my Amulet of Vigor. That is gonna put a counter on my Vat of Rebirth, and then I will create a treasure token. That's 6. And I will also draw 2 cards. Then
What you got, home place?
I will just go to my turn. Untap, upkeep, draw turn. I am going to play Smoldering Marsh.
I did not expect to wheel this many times in this game.
I control 2 or more basic lands, so it's untap.
I put 2 wheels in this game.
It's my fault.
No.
Because
You're fine.
no, I'm just saying that's where the wheels come from. This deck wants the wheel.
The wheels come from the bus from which to go round and round.
The wheels in the sky
They do keep on
are turning.
Great. Now I have to watch 17 seasons of Supernatural to understand that joke.
All you need to know is
Die.
you won't know where you're going
Right.
to be tomorrow.
I've been wanting to cast this card since I saw it.
You mean when
so
we
I'm
wheeled
excited.
into it 6 minutes ago?
No, since the first time, since these commander decks were released. Seize the spotlight.
Okay.
Each opponent chooses Fame or Fortune. For each player who chooses Fame, I gain control of a creature that player can. I gain control of a creature that player controls until end of turn. I untap them and they gain haste until end of turn. For
Okay.
each player who chooses Fortune, I draw a card and create a treasure token.
Okay. Fortune.
Okay,
I only got.
I'll draw a card and create a
Well,
treasure
I don't think you draw them until everyone.
Okay, sorry.
That's true.
You're right.
Put the treasure back too.
Okay, all right.
Working.
Fortune.
You're not gonna
Okay.
give them your cat.
So that's 3.
Fucker.
just 3 more damage he's going to throw at me.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's 3 cards, 3 more treasures.
Probably should have read this. Our choice or your choice of which creature?
Your choice.
Nah, I don't care.
You made the choice. You deal with it.
I could have gave you a 7 dwarves that would do nothing in your deck. It's a 2/2 for 2. In my deck,
It's a
it's
Grizzly Dwarf.
in my deck, it could be up to a 9/9 for 1. No, 8/8 because it doesn't count itself. You're looking at all our crap. What's happening?
Moving to combat. Teach, do you have any creatures untapped?
There's 0 creatures untapped.
All right, I'm gonna move to combat. I'm going to swing the Inferno at Chris, the Urabrask at Tej, and the Marionette Master at Schnell. So 4 at Schnell, 4 at Tej, 6 at Chris.
I have no response.
I have no responses. This one's coming my way. Or from Matt.
Yeah, 4 at you. Hold on. Chris, do you have a response or a block?
Yeah, I kind of have to. No, I wish. I'm going
Why
to.
they settle the wreckage?
I'm gonna bounce the Infernal Tyrion with Brazen Borrower, who is now on an adventure.
Nice.
Urmerus?
Okay, so in
The
response,
one attacking me.
in response to
Yep.
that being cast, I'm gonna pay 3, and I'm going to attach Embercleave to Urabrask.
Motherfucker.
Got him.
So, all
That's gonna
right,
be
this gets
double
bounced to my
strike?
hand. Yeah, it gets double
+1
strike.
+1.
Yeah, so it's a 5/5 double striker, right?
I love Embercleave. I put one in this deck.
5/5 double
on
strike.
fucking combat trick.
Correct.
Taking 10.
All right, and then you take 4 and you take nothing.
19. Right?
36.
And I swing at Nelson. 1 dwarf for 32.
I did it, boys.
Oh, I forgot to untap. That's not untap.
It was a risky move, but I pulled it off.
But I drank a whole bottle.
Well, not that, just not spilling all over your stuff.
Oh, okay, that's my play, man. Fuck you. Okay, Nelson, how many treasures are you burning then?
That was intense.
This is a really fucking good wine, guys.
Yeah, I said it.
Topic Inferno.
My brother-in-law is an apothecary.
Yeah?
He keeps saying he has a doctorate in pharmacology, but
Pharmacology is
We all
not
know
a word.
better. All right. I'm gonna move.
It's called
Hold on.
pharmacy, idiot.
All right. I'm going to.
what?
Brain keeps going big. Works for big apothecary.
All right, 3. All right, so I'm gonna remove 3 counters.
Fuck, it's a pusher for big pill bottle.
I'm gonna do 2 black and red.
Pistol.
So I'm gonna throw 12 damage at.
His life total.
12 damage at Tej.
It's just slightly more than that.
Yeah, 12 at Tej.
Down to 10.
Okay, so Mayhem Devil now is on the battlefield.
Ooh.
I'm going to. It's not gonna resolve in time.
Hit Sage-No. It's all gonna be up to you.
Yeah.
Not where I wanted to find myself, but here we are.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can. Okay. Darn it.
You've got 9 mana and a fucking mint. Why aren't you done or doing things?
I'm working on it.
What are the other?
All right. I'm going to pay 2, and I'm going to cast Costly Plunder. I'm going to sacrifice the. I'm going to sacrifice the Vat of Rebirth. Let's see. So I'm sacrificing an artifact that will trigger Mayhem Devil. I will deal 1 damage to Chris.
12.
Then I will draw 2.
Sorry.
Yeah, sorry. So
Another 4 life.
that would be 1. Yeah. So 4 life loss. No.
Damn it! I helped you.
Then I'm gonna pay 1 and sacrifice 3 treasures. And I'm gonna cast Big Score. So with those, Marionette Master throws around 12 damage.
3 to each of us.
That don't math.
Big score. So, big score.
This is still on the stack.
So
Well, it's part of the
national
casting.
cost.
You have to sacrifice as part of the casting.
No, I have to discard a card.
Yep.
Oh,
So you still discard a card.
Yeah. I'm
So
And
gonna,
then you're going to draw 2 cards and create 2 treasures.
I'm gonna
for whatever
discard
reason,
City
I
of
thought you were
Brass.
paying the treasures and then
So I'm gonna
treasures.
draw 2,
Yeah, we got
and then I'm
to.
gonna create 2 more treasures. Going back over to 5. Okay.
Marionette Master triggers
Now Marionette-
whenever an artifact enters the battlefield.
No, leaves the
No,
battlefield.
when it leaves the
Feels like
battlefield.
Which is
Wizard.
why I thought it
Sacrifice
happened
3.
before.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
He has 3 triggers.
3. I have 3 triggers. So
Hold
4,
on.
4, and 4.
Hold on.
I
As an addition-
sacrificed this to pay the mana for this.
Casts.
Got
So
it.
that's why I was saying this would go first.
And so there's 3 Mayhem Devil triggers, 3 Marionette Master.
Right. So it's going to be
we could just
4,
go
4,
5.
4. Oh yeah, I guess 5 to each of you,
All right.
because including the Mayhem Devil. Right.
Okay, I see what you're doing.
Bobby.
Okay. Then I am going to sacrifice 2 treasures.
5 to each of us?
4 plus 1 because I sacrificed. Yeah. So I'm going to sacrifice 2 artifacts, right? So everybody's going to get.
Okay, you're dealing 1 damage.
Sorry. Hold on.
Life.
Yeah.
Whenever I sacrifice a permanent, so it was 3.
No.
So it's 3 damage and 4 life loss. So
Yeah.
it's 7 to each of you.
Yes.
Wait, no.
That's
Sorry,
the wrong
I was right.
direction.
I was right. It's
Okay.
5 to each of you.
Yeah.
Because this
that's
triggers only 1 time. And this triggers 1 time. So it's 1 and 1.
Did you
Yes.
pay? You paid 3 treasures.
Oh no,
right?
this is any
Whenever
any
you-
target. Yeah. So I want this to deal to
Any
each of you
target,
1
not
time.
each
Yes,
opponent.
not each opponent. I
Okay.
got confused for a second there too. So it's right. Each
He
of you
did it
take
right.
5. I did it right.
Okay.
Okay. Then I'm sacrificing.
Honestly, it
2
doesn't
more.
matter if you did it right if you don't know that you did it right.
I'm sacrificing 2 more treasures.
If that
Okay.
makes sense.
I'm gonna do 2 damage to Snow from
Okay.
Mayhem Devil. Okay.
And
Then each.
2
Then I'm
triggers.
gonna do 4 to Tej, and I'm gonna do 4 to Chris, and I'm gonna cast Jury, Master of the Review. Whenever I sacrifice a permanent,
It's so good.
put a +1/+1 counter on Jury. When it dies, deal damage equal to its power to any target. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can't do anything.
Then I am going to sacrifice. Yeah. Did I don't know if I did this right now. I'm gonna sacrifice 3 more treasures, so that's 12 damage total. Well, I could kill you.
You can kill both of us.
You kill all of us.
I could kill all of
You
them.
can
I
kill
could,
both
okay,
one
so if,
damage.
yeah, so if nobody
Yeah.
can do that, then between Marionette Master and Mayhem Devil, I can kill everybody.
Yeah.
Yes.
I got
Okay,
that.
does anybody have any responses?
Nope.
Okay. So Ognis, first time running this deck out tonight, and I had a lot of fun with it, even though the game was very interesting. You know, we talk a lot about interaction and just the things we do to disrupt the game with each other. And even though it wasn't direct interaction necessarily with board state, the interaction between players, the constant wheeling was intense. It was a lot of fun. You know, seeing what other people wheeled away. I had a lot of stuff that I thought would have come in handy and really could have used. You know, that Damnation I was thinking could really help me with treasure token generation. Obviously, the heroic intervention, being able to save myself from certain doom, you know, and things of that nature. But it just didn't work out because all those cards were wheeled away, and Tasha, the sexy witch queen, got to keep them, you know, in her bag of holding, as it were. The game was a lot of fun. You know, this deck in particular wants to win through a lot of different ways. Obviously, you know, Revel in Riches, I guess I could put that one up first. Revel in Riches is there as an alternate win con, you know, because I have a lot of different ways to generate treasure. Cards like Jolene, which let me, you know, create extra treasures. Zorn is also in the deck to let me create extra treasures whenever I'm creating a treasure. So the whole thing is about let's you know, there's ways to win with things like Revel in Riches. There, you know, I can ping people pretty decently with things like Mayhem Devil. Marionette Master, to me, is a card that I think it's a bulk rare that gets printed very often. Obviously, especially in artifact heavy, you know, decks. But I think in the right deck, that card can be a fucking house, and it was tonight. That's exactly what I wanted it to do. It's why I put it in a deck like this, because I knew I'd be constantly sacrificing artifacts, which is another reason that I put in this other card, Vat of Rebirth. I really like this card for an uncommon that costs 1 black mana. It's not too hard in a deck like this to fill your graveyard up with, I shouldn't say fill it up with artifacts, because you're sacrificing the tokens that now, because of the rule change a while back, go to the graveyard first, and then they disappear, right? So because of that rule interaction, Vat of Rebirth now is going to be just constantly getting counters from me in a deck like this, and now I'm just paying 3 mana to bring back cool shit. It helped me get my Mayhem Devil back. It got me the Inferno of the Star Mounts back. I was tempted to bring out Corvold at one point because I thought if I could keep him safe, that would be a really easy way to build up a pretty scary creature. So Vat of Rebirth, I think, is really super flexible in the right deck. I've mentioned it already. Mayhem Devil is another creature in this deck. The only thing that I wish another creature in this deck, another source of damage, I should say, in this deck. The only thing I wish about Mayhem Devil was that it dealt damage to each opponent, but it's just too good because it triggers on artifacts, it triggers on anything I'm sacrificing, and I'm doing a ton of that in here in this particular deck. And to be able to staple that on to the Marionette Master damage, you know, essentially increasing that by 1, you know, if I wanted to, was a nice way to go. And you know, you know them, you love them. Can't tell if this is a man or a woman. I think it's a woman. Doesn't really matter. Marionette Master, definitely one of the MVPs in this deck for this game. it's a ton of fun. I wish I could have seen some of the other lines of play. I've got, let's see, Parallel Lives and Primal Vigor to help, beef up my treasure generation, things like that. Didn't get to see any of those. I had a Parallel Lives, but it got pitched to the first wheel. So anyway, I like this deck a lot. It was a ton of fun to actually play. It's one I'm going to keep together for a while. Try it out again here, in a little while. But I think before I do that, I definitely want to bring back my Faraday Chaos deck. I want to bring back my Xeris Wheels deck, and definitely want to bring back my Silumgar deck as well too. So anyway, I had a lot of fun this game. The deck performed the way I wanted it to, even though there was a ton of disruption and hand interaction that I thought was going to really, steer away the game plan I wanted. So enjoyed it, thought it was a ton of fun. Everybody else's decks were fun. It's too bad we didn't get to see more of what Schnell's deck was trying to do, I guess, consistently by sticking all those different creatures of the same name on the board. But I thought it was, again, a total Schnell deck, right, where he comes up with this idea, and to see it come to fruition is awesome. Tasha gets real nasty when she's stealing everybody's stuff, and she just builds this arsenal of spells that she can pull from at any time. And then, obviously, Silumgar Zombies gets out of control too. So it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed this game a lot, and I hope my friends did too.
Even with this newest round of tweaks, Tasha is still running into a lot of the same deck building issues. It ran better than normal. I changed the creature suite in it, and that was evident in the game tonight. They're definitely more threatening, as evidenced by how fast they got removed tonight. The Mind Leech Mass is a huge body that does exactly what Tasha wants to do, casting your opponent's spells. The same with Rona. She's just a little scarier than before, but she runs into the same problem that the deck always does, and that is once your board gets swept away, with your commander being a planeswalker, it's really hard to get rolling again. She's very vulnerable if you don't have a big board state. The deck is kind of commander-centric in that it needs Tasha to build that big board state. So unless I wanted to go heavier into things like counter magic, I don't see a way around this. So for the time being, this deck is going to just have to stay a fun one, try to cobble together a win through my opponent's decks. And I think I just have to be okay with this being that level of deck. I am to this point. I think I need some more decks like that in my arsenal. I do have a habit of trying to win a little too often. This is a good deck for me to keep in rotation.
I don't even remember. Mr. Orfeo. Mr. Orfeo, the Rhino mobster weird guy. I built this deck around the Nazgul, around the 7 dwarves, and I've got all 9 available Nazgul in the deck. I've got a full foil set of the 7 dwarves in the deck as well. So when the joke title or the joke name of the deck is say my name, because it's literally same name tribal. It's cards that's have S-A-M-E, same name. Get it? Anyway, I don't get it. But honestly, MVP, Lock of the Yesterdays. Lock of the Yesterdays is one of those, same name tribal cards that I've run this in a few other stupid decks, and it does a lot of work. It is on par, in my opinion, with the medallions, which just got reprinted. But reducing costs overall is just as good as being able to, if not better, than just generating more mana. So, Lock of the Yesterdays is such a niche card. It is a 1-drop emerald, or emerald, 1-drop medallion, emerald medallion being one of the examples I'm thinking of. But for these weird niche of you can have X number or any number in there. Honestly, I wasn't too upset. I kept a 2-land hand, one of them being the Terminal Moraine that I was hoping to be able to crack early and then mana fix. So the first 3-4 turns of the game were slow, and that's just user error. So I don't feel like that's a true, like, oh, the deck is bad because it didn't do what I wanted it to do. That was, I didn't want to mulligan again, and I had just shuffled the deck for the first time. So I kept a questionable hand. It bit me in the ass. Maybe next time I'll learn, and I'll put on a better showing with a new deck. But I like what the deck was trying to do so far. I was very, very excited if it got back around to me again. Echoing Return would have been huge. Because return target creature and all other creatures with the same name as that card from my graveyard to my hand, in combination with that said locket, that means I'm bringing back 5 Nazgul, which I can drop for 1 black mana each. Each one gets an ETB trigger, putting counters on everything. I was going to max out my ring count thing, or whatever the hell you keep track of with that. Unfortunately, Urabrask, I just spit a little bit. Unfortunately, Urabrask still existed, and everything was coming into play tapped. But Mr. Orfeo is there because I'm basically trying to go wide and go tall at the same time. And if I can make one specific hitter very, very tall, that's going to be great. A lot of the deck also has abilities to give my creatures trample in general, or give a specific, like Crashing Through, which Chris got to cast instead of me, to give my creatures trample. Because it doesn't matter how tall you go if you're going to be chumped. So I have enough ways of getting around being chumped in the deck that I just didn't get a chance to really showcase due to the amount of interaction and wheeling for days. You can't just account for the fact that your opponents are going to make you discard your entire hand every 2 turns for the rest of the game. Going around the table, critiquing my opponents. Tej went from not doing anything to setting up for presumably victory with some sort. Every time Necropodon hits the battlefield, I assume my opponent just wins, because there's so many stupid things you can do with that card. It is such a powerful card. And I learned today that you can respond to the triggered ability of its exile. So I knew that you could still madness things instead of exiling. I didn't know that you could hit the graveyard and you could respond long enough to bounce stuff back before the exile trigger goes off. But that's a learning experience right there. Tasha is such a difficult archetype deck to play. I have a similar deck that I haven't run in a few years now. But it's... What are you guys playing? It steals everything from my opponents. It forces my opponents to put out their win cons, and then me being smart enough to take what the important pieces are and putting them on my side of the battlefield. And I think Chris definitely gets to see a lot of the fun stuff, but only specific instances of sorceries at a time, not really taking a lot of big beaters off of the battlefield. It's too random, I think, for it to be any level of consistent, so I don't think it would be as fun as, like I said, my mono blue steal your stuff, because I wait for my opponents to invest their resources, see what they put out, and then I get to pick, so it's not as random. So that deck generally does a little bit better. And then Nelson fucking with treasures. Tej has a treasure deck, I have a treasure deck, and then Nelson's treasure deck just shows up and explains to us how we should be doing this. So there's a lot of crossover there, but it's nice to watch him just show up and do exactly what a treasure deck is supposed to do, and that is generate those triggers off of using the treasure. It's not how you have it, it's how you spent it, and he spent it all correctly.
Tonight I played Silumgar the Drifting Death, which I want to talk about the deck just a little bit real quick. The general idea of the deck. Silumgar the Drifting Death says, whenever a dragon you control attacks an opponent, each opponent, the defending player, their creatures get -1/-1 for each dragon attacking them. My Silumgar Drifting Death deck is Zombie Tribal. The idea is getting something down like Mirkwood Nexus, Arcane Adept. I think the other one is Conspiracy. Anyway, something that turns all of my zombies into dragons, so that when I attack, all of my opponent's creatures get -whatever, clearing the board, letting me attack in cleanly. So in order to pull this off, I want to create as many zombie tokens as I can. And as I was looking into zombie strategies, I fixated on a discard sub-theme. So the idea is discard all of my shit, get as many zombie tokens as I can, discarding, go from there, play Silumgar, attack everybody. The problem with this deck is it is very complicated to play, and I always forget that I always get excited to play the deck because it doesn't see too much screen time. But I should look through, and this is just general advice for anybody out there. Look through your deck before you decide to play it, especially decks you haven't played in a very long time, so you remember what to do. My MVP this game is Bag of Holding, in the sense that there's a discard sub-theme, and Bag of Holding plays, there's a key in that. Every time I discard, it goes under the Bag of Holding. I can sacrifice the Bag of Holding, put everything Jesus. That whiskey wine. Everything I've discarded goes back into my hand, so it refills my hand and I can continue discarding. That pairs well with something like Blood Miser, where I can discard, and every time I discard, I get some sort of effect. Whenever I discard a creature card, I get a 2/2 zombie token. Whenever I discard a land, I get 2 black mana. Whenever I discard a non-creature, non-land, I draw a card. So the idea is to build a hand up to a point where I can discard a shit ton of stuff, get a bunch of mana, get a bunch of zombie tokens, draw a bunch of cards. Where this deck gets complicated is I can do this during my cleanup step. After I've ended my turn and everyone's passed by priority, I go to cleanup. I have to discard down to 7. I start discarding stuff. These triggers go on the stack. I resolve them, which results in another cleanup step because I cannot actually pass the turn to my opponent until I only have 7 cards in hand. So there is a finite combo where I can draw a bunch of cards, get a bunch of mana, play a bunch of stuff out at the very end of my turn. The problem this game was I forgot what I'm supposed to do with that. Which is why you need to go through your decks and you need to make sure you know what your game plan is. Nevertheless, there is a game plan for this deck. I just don't remember what it was. This was the deck I built when we did our Halloween game. 2022 Halloween? I think it was, or 2021, something like that. Anyway, hasn't been touched since then. So I need to go through and I need to remind myself what the lines of play are. Nevertheless, it was fun playing this deck, trying to remind myself during gameplay what I was supposed to do with it. And Chris, you were my secret partner of this deck because you stole my Windfall and you stole my Whispering Madness. Discarding those cards, I had an early game Bag of Holding, and that is literally exactly what I wanted to do. I knew Chris wanted to play other people's cards, so I kept hoping he would take all of my wheel effects and just keep feeding my Bag of Holding, which he did to start. So I felt pretty confident at the start of the game, but at a certain point I was like, I need to do something, otherwise someone's going to get rid of this Bag of Holding. So I activated it, and at that point I was like, now what? Now what? I had nothing else to do at that point. Speaking of now what do you have to do? Watch more of our videos on YouTube. Homebrew Magic, that's us.